Yeah.
I look out for. In fact,
Yesterday we had a very interesting
Yes.
conversation.
um, with hindsight, I think when I chose, I was very naive. And I keep telling my husband that if you have come to propose to me now,
As I am.
your
chances are very slim.
and he would ask me why, because I think I didn't know the journey I was going on. So when I was choosing, I only chose looking at my then. So I looked for someone who would accept me as I am, who would encourage me to be me, and who would want me just being me. I looked at someone who I could relate to as a friend, and someone whose values aligned with mine. I think those were the basic things I considered then.
But those are really good.
Yeah.
But going on the journey, I have come to realize...
Now being on the journey.
Yes, being on the journey, I have come to realize that the biggest deal for me would have been one who is very biased towards God. One who has found God, who knows God, and who, when shove comes to push, would always lean towards God's side or God's will. Because the journey of marriage, you cannot predict. You know.
She's also saying a viewpoint on some things. If I'm gleaning from what she did talk, she's basically saying that looking at her accomplishments, i.e., developing who she has become, not what she is, developing who she has become now, which is a pharmacist, which is a very accomplished job. Not taking that away from her. She wouldn't pick someone like her husband, because
So she's basically saying she regrets picking her husband now.
I mean, I don't know, because I'm sure she's still with the man, but I think she's just saying it based off of the fact that if I'm looking at who she is now, like if I'm her, I'm looking at who I am now as pharmacist, and like I not go for my husband. So that means that
What would you go for? So she's basically saying she regrets being like picking
well,
that
she's
guy
saying that
as her-
I think so basically saying that from looking at who I am now, I can do better than my husband.
Oh, so the hypergamy thing.
Yeah,
It's at
exactly.
work. It's at work now.
Yeah. What do you have to say about it?
Oh, she said what she said, though, Charlie. She thinks she can do better now. Maybe she thinks so. Who am I to stop her, you know?
I personally don't think she can do better.
Oh, why?
And I don't mean she can't do better as she can't get somebody else. But the thing is, the modern day that world that we are in now, people are very, very what do they call that thing? People are very infatuated with looks. You see, you think you're attractive until you go into the world. Then you go see Shege. You know, the way that women tend to pick men, I believe is totally different from the way men tend to women. The vice versa.
Yeah.
The way men tend to pick women is different from the way women tend to pick men. Men tend to pick women for looks, attractiveness, and all of it before we think about any other thing that you are. So I'm talking about if I say who you are and what you are is a woman, or what you are is a man. Who you are is maybe a professor, a pharmacist, a doctor, a dentist, shoemaker, all of that's who you are. You can develop who you are, but you can't develop what you are. You can improve what you are. Developing who you are, not necessarily for a lady, go put you in the market, because men choose differently, like the way women pick. What do you think? And I have some very interesting thing I could read right now, but I want to hear your thoughts on it first before we jump into that.
I mean, I don't know. I just what she listed some things that she based on to pick her
decide.
husband, like before she was a pharmacist, and those things. Even the other ladies mentioned it to her. Like it wasn't they weren't bad things to pick a husband from, like on. So why is she saying now she wouldn't have chosen. I don't know. I think we have to rewatch this thing again, like from
You
the
have to.
beginning, because I don't really get what she's trying to say.
I mean, we can go back again and just check it out. She, and maybe we don't know what we did talk about, right?
Yeah, because I don't know. Maybe I'm missing the point.
I look out for. In fact,
Yesterday we had a very interesting
Yes.
So
conversation.
wait, wait,
Um,
so the topic, so we don't get off topic. So let's lay the base of the conversation. The conversation, the name of the convo is Home Affairs, and the topic is what do women want in a man? What do women want in a man? So say Rana, they say, okay, ladies pick what the women ideally they look for in a man. What she is basically saying, from what the video is telling us, is that she picks a man. She's married, yeah. She's doing amazing, fantastic. She's a pharmacist. She's married, has children. So she's a pharmacist, a wife, a mother, you know. And she is saying that if, like, there's a Rana, like, she be pharmacist, Rana away, like, now they meet the husband, like, you know, be able to pick. That's what I've gleaned so far. Let's continue.
with hindsight, I think when I chose, I was very naive. And I keep telling my husband that if you have come to propose to me now,
As I am.
I can't
So
be
that when she tells him that they were fighting, that's the only situation you probably
That would warrant you
Yeah,
to
you
say
should
something
say
like
that
that. Because it
something
won't
like
be
that.
necessary to just prop up and say, honey, you know, if don't be say like, you meet me earlier, you get me, like, I'm not going to take you serious, you know.
Bob, like, what do you? Who are you? You're basically saying, who are you? Who are you? Who are you talking to? Who do you think you're talking to?
I have
and he would ask me why, because I think I didn't know the journey I was going on. So when I was choosing, I only chose looking at my then. So I looked for someone who would accept me as I am, who would encourage me to be me, and who would want me just being me. I looked at someone.
What's wrong with that? Isn't that what you're supposed to look out for? Someone who accepts you for being you. Like, make it make sense.
I have so many questions.
So what?
I have so many questions.
Like, no, if you're looking for someone, you have to look out for, like let's say, from even from a woman's perspective, accept you for being who you are. That's what they always cry out for, right? Regardless of whatever I've done, whatever I'm doing, whatever I haven't done, just accept me for who I am. So why are you crying now? Like,
Yeah, well,
Who I could relate to as a friend, and someone whose values aligned with mine. I think those were the basic things I considered then.
But those are really good.
Yeah.
But going on the journey, I have come to
On
realize.
now being on the journey.
Yes, being on the journey, I have come to realize that the biggest deal for me would have been one who is very biased towards God. One who has found God, who knows God, and who, when shove comes to push, would always lean towards God's side or
so
God's
does it mean
will.
Does it mean
Because-
the man he's with now is in,
probably an atheist.
or maybe it's just someone who doesn't probably go to church,
Church
as
as
much.
much. Yeah.
So I
that
think
thing's wrong.
Yeah, so I think she's figuring out as she's going. But the funny thing about this is I am of a strong view that who she is now wouldn't have gotten married. What do you think?
Who she is now would have gotten married to probably a pastor or something, or a man of God. That would have been.
I don't think. But you
Oh,
see,
I think
what
that's
she-
what,
what she
she's
said-
trying to say.
what she said, inkling to the end of the video, will contradict what you were saying, because she. Let's just watch the full video, then we just go talk about. I know contradict, because I have watched the video once. I was like, okay,
No, because she's trying to say
She
her
can do
priority right
better.
now. No, her priority right now would have been someone who wants, who wants to be with a guy who is a man of God first. So probably
No.
looking at. I'm definitely sure she's looking at somebody like a pastor or something.
No,
Or a church
that's what I'm
man.
saying. You should watch the full video. What she's basically saying is
What I have, the information I have is what I'm saying. From what
Okay.
she's saying.
okay.
The journey of marriage, you cannot predict. You know you are on a journey, but you cannot predict what would happen. So when it comes to crunch and we need to do something, I would prefer one who would choose God's side. Then,
Oh, she's married
Coming-
to a fetish priest or something. Gwalaman.
Oh, I'm sure it's probably just someone who aligned with her during the periods where she was going through. So I think she's worried about one thing at a time. So now that problem, that hurdle is over, now I'm an accomplished person.
No, but
She's now looking at a different problem now, and the different problem is that okay. Now let's look at right now. I believe I'm at the level where I see myself of value to her. Now let's look at the things that I probably would have wished that you had going into the relationship that would have made me take you more serious than I do now. We are together, yes. You're married. I love you, but so I think that's what she's saying.
So no, if that's like a problem you have to raise, that means that
It bothers you, eh?
the man is not a man of God. It's either doing something evil or something.
Oh, evil is
Like, that's
far
what- in Ghana,
fetched.
we are in Ghana.
Evil
We
is
always
far fetched.
equate non-belief in a deity
In
or
a
a man of
derogative
God.
way,
Yeah.
Say
So
it be-
evil.
Oh, it could just be simply, more people are not like atheists. They just know they're good. And on Sunday, they just have something doing.
But
What if maybe he's like he's busy. He works weekends. Maybe he owns. What if he's a producer? Maybe he does
we
different things.
can't play the what if game because
But from what she's saying, it seems like the guy is not. It's like she's
what's
airing out the guy's personal life without airing out the personal life. I mean, the husband's personal life. Or maybe the guy goes to church, but he's not like a believer.
she wants a pastor. That's all I'm
No,
going
but
to.
from what you just watch the full video, you see what I'm saying.
to the physicals, I would use, I think it is in Corinthians or so, the love is kind, love is this. I would list it and I'll mark you. And the standard should be at least for every point you should be hovering somewhere around 90.
Hey,
So how
this is
kind are
really
you?
high.
How long suffering are you?
Patient.
How
Patient are you?
yes.
Patient.
How do you condone evil? How much evil?
How not envious are you?
So I will list them, and you would have to score at least 85%
In
for
all
me.
of them.
Yes. Then, of course,
There's more.
yes.
I'm telling you, she's saying the man is evil. I'm not like to. I think she believes her husband or whatever is a bad person. Because if that's your first standard and you keep emphasizing on that, you believe that your man is evil, you've seen something. Either mistreats you, abuses or something like that to you.
You think the man abuses her?
I don't she
I
said
don't think
like
so.
she's emphasizing on
But why is she still in it though? She's a well-accomplished woman. She can easily she makes enough to be able to get herself out of that situation.
maybe this is the cry for help.
Really?
Why not?
No, but the thing is, I've heard abuse being thrown around easily and casually. Sometimes the issue might not be as serious as the way we tend to look at it. But if you just throw in, it's abuse. It's kind of takes away
She didn't,
from what is actually happening.
she didn't say abuse. I'm saying maybe she's
Yeah, but
being
evil.
mistreated.
What does evil? Mistreated.
But
in what
that's
way?
what I'm saying.
Mistreated will be seen on
I
the
said
mainstream as abuse.
Maybe. I'm not saying she said she's being abused or anything or mistreated. I'm saying from my perspective,
From the way she's talking.
the way she's talking. So I don't know what's going on, but what I am saying, maybe that's what she's going through. That's why she's saying that. That's all.
This,
Your
this
values.
then suggests that you will be scoring 85% yourself.
Yes, I think. Yes, I think so.
She's scoring us. I agree
Yeah, I
with you.
think so.
She says
Yes.
she
I think
thinks
so.
she's not very firm about
No, she's
her
just
point.
not sure about where from 85 to 100.
If someone,
where she is.
I'm saying I think so because I have to give room for people to assess. But from my own
Self-assessment.
perspective, I think even if I am not there, I am willing
to work.
to work it out.
So if the person doesn't score 85 and they are willing to work with you, you still would give them a chance.
No,
You see
Put them on probation.
This is how
because,
unfair that
because
is.
the journey is long. I cannot predict what will happen. And it is like you going on a journey and you are not too sure of the vehicle you are going with. Then you say, oh, because I'm
It
sure
will
you
take us
tighten
there.
the no. It will be too risky for me.
Well, at least if you don't know the journey and you have an idea of what the road looks like, then you know that, okay, you could find some mechanics on the road if there is a challenge. There probably will be a gas station if you have to fill up. You know what I mean?
That is why I said the defining thing for me is the God bias thing.
Great.
So even if you are not loving enough, but I can
Defining
discern.
trait is what? God bias. You have to read in between the lines, bro. That means
That's-
the man is lacking that. And if that man is lacking that, she definitely perceives him as somebody who's bad. That's my opinion.
I mean, you would want to know what God is saying,
Then you
and you
would do the
wouldn't
right
mind doing it, and you would do it. I
Then
think I would
that's all.
consider that. The God bias thing would sort of negate every other thing for me.
For you. Wow. And then number 3.
Our values must align. There must be some, like Aram said, looks. I would think of my children should look some way.
Do you
So I'll look at the looks,
where this
and
is going
it's a-
now?
No, but she said her values must align.
No.
That was the second thing she said.
She just threw that in there. She already said someone whose values align in the beginning. So she just threw that in there to set up for what she's about to say.
Which was what?
Values must align in terms of we both must agree that you are not a good looking person. Play it.
That has nothing to do with values.
Just play it. See what she said.
must align. There must be some, like Aram said, looks. I would think of my children should look some way. So I'll look at the looks, and it is not everybody
But she didn't
that.
say anything about the guy. I said her children must look some way.
Let it finish.
Maybe
Let's let the video play. Let's let the video play. Equal.
I really want to be close to, intimate with. So at least that thing that when you touch me, I won't cringe.
Should be there.
It should be there.
It's true.
I still don't- wait, let me replay it. I don't get it.
Bias thing would sort of negate every other thing for me.
For you. Wow. And then number 3.
Our values must align. There must be some, like Aram said, looks. I would think of my children should look some way. So I'll look at the looks, and it is not everybody that I really want to be
Looks has nothing to do
close.
with values. So what's the point?
No, but you see, there's
I
a
don't-
reason
I don't
why
know what
she
you
set up. She set up the last point.
I know she's trying to say that husband is ugly, but like it has nothing to do with the values.
I don't think that's what she doesn't find him attractive, but she went in
Anymore.
because the guy was. I don't think she ever did. 'Cause what she said was, if
Okay, so wait, she got with the guy before because she didn't think she could do any better because she was nobody. And now that she's somebody,
I don't know about that, but I think
no,
it's
that's
more
what she.
of-
That's what.
that means the guy had some status she can probably
Yeah,
lean
but-
off of, and I don't mean in terms of the man paying for education. I'm sure she could have afforded and she's doing well off, but she's saying that now that I have developed who I am, now I am a pharmacist, or now I'm a doctor, now I'm this. I believe, to her, she believes that okay, now my value is at the point where I wouldn't date somebody like you. I believe that with the level I have now, I can get other doctors or other people or other top people who I deem are attractive or will make me feel jiggy when they look at me or touch me. or you still don't get it?
Uh,
The God factor that she's saying,
it's
right?
not, no, I'm trying to understand the last part.
Just play it. She wants the kids to look a certain way. You go self too much.
She got some brony way. You won't have cookies.
No, but of all the points she said, which one did she have a reaction to when she stated it? The God factor, she went over it.
Yeah, that's
She-
the
she-
first thing. Like,
Yeah. If it's a non, you see, we have. I want you guys to understand something. There are compromises, and then there are non-negotiables. A non-negotiable can be, a compromise could be, okay, I like this girl. She looked good. She probably not isn't the fun. She doesn't look like maybe a Kelly Rowland or this, but she has all the attributes I might need from a woman. So the compromise, or okay, as a lady, he's not the most good looking, or maybe he's okay looking. He takes care of himself. He takes care of me. He's a short guy. Growing up, I don't like short guys, but now, okay, I'm at the point where am I going to make a fuss about this? That's a compromise. A non-negotiable is, okay, I'm a Christian. He doesn't go to church. I don't want to be with someone who doesn't take the Lord serious. That is a non-negotiable. If you stay in it, and it's not a non-negotiable anymore, it is a compromise. That means you can easily forgo the fact that someone does not go to church or doesn't have the God bias, because you are still in it. Unless what you're talking it makes sense. Because clearly it's not a non-negotiable enough for her to leave, but she will stick around and complain about it.
oh no, I don't think it's even that. I just think she can't.
Because she went around the point like 2 or 3 times. That means it does bug her. But
I think the one that bugs
or
her
it's
is
an arranged marriage.
no, the one that bugs her is the God factor. The
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's the only thing I think is the most important for her.
No, but I'm sure she's
The rest-
always did she come across the God factor now, or she's always known? Because I believe most the Christianity thing is a journey.
I think it's something she has developed over the years, or maybe she has just fallen into some Christian. Maybe she's taking her Christian life more seriously, and she's decided.
Now let's go to each point. Now the first point, what do you think? Let's break it down point by point, because we're trying to be less like biased, because we are men, so it doesn't come off like okay, would it go off against the woman because she says something. I have different views. I disagree with some of the things she's saying, so we're gonna take it bit by bit. We'll go break them down one by one. So the first one, you said someone who has a God bias. What do you have to say about it?
I've already said it. I've already said it. I've already said everything that I need to say. I don't know.
I think that there might be evil.
I already said it. I think she thinks a man is not like, in Ghana, when you're not like that church going type or Christian, always blah 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 type. They always think you're like an evil person, a bad person. They always assume that you have no values. Meanwhile, the values can be derived from like anywhere if you have enough culture in your life. So
Really?
that's what I think.
The thing is, and the first point, there's a lot. I have so many questions, but we could just take them one by one, right? Now, she's, as I said, accomplished, pharmacist, doing well, but see, it's not the same story for most people. So maybe a young lady might watch this, or another woman who probably might not have the same opportunity or have the same degree in the STEM field, like her, also might want to do the same thing. But if you're a Christian lady, the same Bible that you believe in says that, first thing, we could start there. Let's assume the man or the go church. The same Bible says that do not be equally yoked with unbelievers. Are they like?
I don't know.
You know the go church.
I'm
But
the,
Sunday
I'm the
school.
husband type.
Be a
I'm the
demon,
husband.
full demon. Now, the Bible says that do not be equally yoked with unbelievers. If you as a lady, that again compromises non-negotiables.
But
if you're non-negotiable, because she keeps
no,
harping
but
on it.
that does no. If you don't be unequally yoked with unbelievers. Unbelievers can be somebody who doesn't believe in Christianity. Maybe the husband is still a Christian, but doesn't just go to church. That's all.
So go to my next point. The same Bible says that you're supposed to be a helpmate to the man, or it did a Bible inside.
Secretary.
Now, is it what?
Secretary.
You know,
Assistant.
and typically, what tends to happen is because now in her case, she developed who she is, not what she is. What you are as a man or woman, who you are is the status that you build up. Men do not care about the status for most part. I'm yet to see most men will go talk say, oh, okay, then I they like I they want, I they find, I was sexually attracted to her, but then she not get degree, so I lost interest. Said which man? You know any man say that thing yet?
Yeah. The bitter men, simp men,
Okay,
the weak men.
I'm yet to meet one. But what I believe, the way I was raised and some of the things that I understand is usually the women are in charge of the children. The woman is coveted or protected by the man,
According
and
to
the
the-
man reports to God.
According to the
So it's
Bible.
in that order, according to the Bible that you believe in. So, per that explanation that I understand about the Bible, and most pastors will understand this, what she's saying here about the God factor, is it a compromise or is it a non-negotiable? Because if it worry you, then we should be solving the issue. You shouldn't be on here talking about it. But hey, maybe it not be as serious as she they say. She's just saying it that if she were to go back to choose, she would probably go choose that.
Yeah, she has evolved as a person. So,
But that means she has developed who she is, not what she is.
No, I think you can develop what you are. You can definitely develop what
You can improve what you are.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, so that's development.
Okay, fine. Let's go with your premise. Developing what you are.
Because you're not the same every moment in time in your life.
Exactly.
Every moment times pass, you become
But
different.
she doesn't look the same as she used to look when she was younger. We change.
Yeah, that's
get it?
that's what I said before. If you think you can do better, hey, mommy, do what you can. You can divorce your husband and come and join the streets with us.
But what tends to happen is the real world
It will
and
teach you a lesson.
And I get it. Some women will watch this, younger women. I'm particularly passionate about situations like this because I hardly see conversations between women where grown women and younger women where then they have conversation about what actually really, really happens. I've seen it between men before. I'm sure women too do it, but we don't see it as much. But the truth is, it not be as easy as or glamorous as it may look. And for most women, you go see say, yeah, as you grow up, you probably not go they get the same feeling for the man you're with or as you grow. But if you're going to leave the person and come to the streets, yeah, you are in for a rude awakening. Really. Men are in charge of relationships and marriage. Women are in charge of sex. Per what I'm understanding, both you come together, they go hand in hand. It's not like this one is on this level and are supposed to meet equally. It's never equal. There's always, it's like this, that they meet halfway. If the God bias will worry you, as I said, is it a non-negotiable or is it a compromise? If it's a non-negotiable and you're still with the person, it's hard for us to follow the logic of why the thing they worry you, but it's still there inside.
I'm just thinking about this in a way like, do you think it was a non-negotiable or
Maybe it was a compromise for her back then, but
Back
now
then,
it's a
yeah.
non-negoable because right now she's
Yeah, she
probably
doesn't know what to do
into
about
the
it now, yeah.
belief. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Before she wasn't as into the faith as before, but now, if she tries to get married to somebody, she will marry a pastor. I said it in the beginning, and I'll say it. I'll say
But a pastor that makes it tingle.
a man or
A pastor that makes it tingle.
like
Tingling.
So, like I said, from what I was hearing from her, what I think she was saying is she wants a man of God. I don't think she knows what men of God actually do. Maybe she has experienced it. Maybe when she gets a man of God, she might regret him like, hey, I wish I still had what I had before.
Or
You never know.
what if it also is that she's now in a field where she's seeing different kinds of men and she's looking at her husband like, hey, look at your mates.
Oh yeah, maybe.
You see the tall, you see those tall people? What were you doing?
But
What were you doing?
but the funny thing is, if she thinks those kind of men will go after her and stay with her at this time of your age,
So, what I wanted to talk about. So, have you heard the Zahavian signaling theory? You hear of them before? Okay, make I just read them. It'd be pretty simple. So, Zahavian signal. So Zahavi be some Israeli ornithologist, where he come up with this theory of philosophy that, which I will read for here. According to the Zahavian theory, signalers such as male peacocks have tails that are genuinely handicaps, being costly to produce. This system is evolutionary stable as the large, showy tails are honest signals. Biologists have attempted to verify the handicap principle, but with inconsistent results. Now, make a break them down.
yeah, please break
Yeah.
them down. I'm
So-
I'm a D student, so I
Oh,
beg.
see you.
My mind
So basically,
can't
the handicap
comprehend.
theory is in from the Zahavian signaling. The handicap theory explains that if we are in a group, the person with the most advantage carries the most of the weight. So,
Hmm?
if
If you're in a group, the most
so the killer guy, the guy with the most strength, or the guy who go fit fight, he naturally might become the leader. Whoever has the most competence to be able to deal with the thing carries on the most of the burden.
so responsibility
Goes to the one who is most competent.
gives you authority.
Sort of. So if we look
And-
through,
and
you they
then-
look like you know the fiating the most. So it be you go take up. That be the handicap theory.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Zahavian signaling theory basically state that usually to attract the opposite sex, right? You should be able to show some level, the same level of competence. No, that be now you they show them. So maybe some shorty for a man it would be like the car you they drive status.
Mm-hmm.
So the woman, the man, go to capture the woman eye with some status. Not necessarily the money, but then you have a skill set that sets you apart from all the other options that she has. Sorry, did it make sense?
So that would be what the woman will capture the man with.
No, that'd be what the man they capture the woman with. So you're
Status.
You're signaling your competence via maybe money, your ability to dress, your genetic features. So like maybe Shorty they like tall guy. Sees a tall guy, is like ooh, like how she wants someone to make her tingle. You know, it's the signaling. The person where it gets the looks, it go give them. So she go pick out of the options. Now there's lots of research we then do about these things, where they put men and women together. When they put all the men in uniforms, I go pull up the YouTube video, then you will see them. It's actually on YouTube, free public information. Where they do men and women, they put the men in uniforms to signify status. So maybe doctor, they go put the lab coat and the stethoscope. Military man, they go put the army uniform, and about 80 to 90% of the women all pick the men who had the uniforms that show a certain level of status,
Yeah,
which is normal, right?
yeah, it's normal.
And at every point in time when they change them, the women pick the people with the most status. It's not even about, oh, I like this guy. It was more like, okay, I like a doctor. Not who the guy is or not what the guy is or who the guy is. A doctor, a pharmacist. I don't know if you understand what they're talking.
Yeah, but like I'm trying to connect the dots.
And they come. Now, then switch them over to the men. And it didn't do anything for the men. No man looked through and say, oh wow, I didn't like this woman because she did wear lab coat or she be this or that. What I'm trying to build it, as you grow up in the field that you are in, or you develop the who you are, and you take up leadership positions, which is not the average woman. You tend to develop certain masculine tendencies, which tend to affect how you pick some people. So she they see I'm say I reached the point where I develop a certain value, so I feel like my value also, which unknowingly she know they realize say she they match up with how men they pick things. She's trying to pick somebody based off of higher looks, better than the man where you get, because she they see say she reach on level where she go fit get. It make sense? You still know they understand.
No, I don't think what she's saying correlates to what she's saying. Because if
She said
no,
what she said was,
the 3
"Who I
points-
be right now? Who I
Yeah,
am
but
right
she,
now."
She didn't say anything about status or like she'll go for someone who is has much more money. She said for
No,
what,
she didn't
God
say
fac-
money.
She
She
didn't
looked.
say- yeah,
She
she
said
didn't-
someone that
status.
looks.
She didn't say anything looks. She said she wants how she has an idea of how her children will look like. She didn't say it has to be
Play
more
that.
beautiful.
Play that side and see. If a lady says
Oh, no.
she
You
wants her
can't- you
children
can't-
to look a certain way,
Certain
what do
way,
you
but it
think?
doesn't mean like she be more beautiful or ugly. Maybe she,
I didn't say beautiful.
yeah. So like
I'm
that's
saying-
that's status. So if like she has nothing,
No, but
she hasn't said
be-
anything that was
whatever she's talking about right now, it's just something you can go back and change.
yeah, but like it has nothing to do like the status thing. She
I'm
was
not
talking
talking about
about
status.
it. Yeah, that's what you kept.
What
you
I
kept
explained
explaining
was that be how normally men and women tend to pick. The women go look at the status and pick. The men will just look at, okay, if she's attractive enough or good looking enough. Now she's picking like how men they pick. That's what I'm trying to explain.
No, she's not picking out like how many pick. I don't think she was picking out like how many.
What did she say at the end?
What did she say that makes it look like she's picking out
She
how
said you
many?
pick someone who looks a certain way.
She did say that. She said she wants how she wants.
Someone that
what
makes
her-
her feel play
She said
play
she
am
wants
the
how
sea.
her like she has an idea of how her children wants to look like.
Just play am the sea.
It will
I
be
could be
too
wrong.
risky for
Well, at least if you don't know the journey and you have an idea of what the road looks like, then you know that, okay, you could find some mechanics on the road if there is a challenge. There probably will be a gas station if you have to fill up. You know what I mean?
That is why I said the defining thing for me is the God bias thing.
Great.
So even if you are not loving enough, but I can discern that, I mean,
one.
you would want to
That's
know
nothing to do
what
with
God
status.
is saying,
Then you
and
will
you
do the
wouldn't
right
mind doing it, and you will do it. I
Then
think I would
that's-
consider that. The God bias thing would sort of negate every other thing for me.
For you. Wow. And then number 3.
Our values must align. There must be some, like Aram said, looks. I would think of, my children should look some way. So I'll look at the looks. And it is not everybody that I really want to be close
You
to.
said it
I
about
mean,
how the guy
intimate
looks.
with.
Listen to
So
what
at least
she's
that-
saying. When we always get there, then you skip that part.
I don't skip. I just pause. I don't skip anything.
Let it play. She's talking about looks.
That's when
Oh,
you
you said make it.
touch me, I won't cringe.
Should be there.
Looks. I would think of, my children should look some way. So I'll look at the looks. And it is not everybody that I really want to be close to, I mean, intimate with. So at least that thing that when you touch me, I won't cringe.
Should be there.
It should be there.
What would make someone look cringe when you touch
It
it?
has
Isn't
nothing
it?
to do with looks. It's about attraction. Attraction has nothing to do with looks.
So
That's why you're.
So you
getting
don't think
confused.
she's more attracted to someone who has a certain good look?
Eh? I'm not saying that, but the tension of you saying that she's picking like a man is picking. It's. I don't think it holds water. To be frank with
I
you.
could be wrong. Fine.
That's
I'm
what I'm
open to
saying.
it, but what
Yeah.
I'm saying is what I'm gleaning from what she was saying is giving me the vibe of she would like somebody who looks a certain way, as opposed to the ability to make them a wife or take them seriously.
I don't think you understood what she was saying. She even said that even if the guy loves God first more than he cares for him, she can compromise on that. That's what she said. One.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 said she thinks of how her children will look.
Mm-hmm.
So like how is that picking like a man?
So if you're thinking how your children will look, nobody they usually look at all those things, the looks factor.
No, that has nothing to do with how like it's the women who actually do that. Women are the ones who actually
who
do that.
look at who looks at the physical being of the person as opposed to the accomplishments, men or women.
Let me ask you, if a woman and a man sees the opposite sex, who says Charlie, my kids go be who they do that?
Men.
Oh man, I think it's the women. I think women do that more than men. Men will say, "Oh, you fine girl, but that's all." Like how I see you, it's my physical attraction to you. It's not about how my children look. It's
So,
women
but-
who do
so,
that.
So you think women tend to think about how the man looks first?
Yeah.
Hmm.
They also think about how women looks. It's not like as prevalent of how the way we look at it, like how we look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Theirs is like, oh, they look at it in the terms of attraction, not in the like.
So how you look, then they feel a tingly thing around you.
Then that's to me that gets you in the door both ways, regardless of who you are, man or woman.
Okay, so they get attracted physically.
You have to get attracted physically, but in terms of
That means you don't have any issue with what she's saying, though.
and that's what I'm saying. I don't really see the like. Maybe the only issue I'll say is that if she thinks she can do better in terms of finding a better husband that fits her needs or her wants now, might be probably too late. But I don't think she's thinking like a man actually, because she didn't say anything about career-wise or
No, but it's because I believe those
status
ones,
or
I
anything.
believe those ones have already been sorted. If the man wasn't on a certain level of status, and I don't mean status in terms of he get money, but he has the means. He has the means. I don't think they'll be, because she never.
You don't think they'll be
stated
what?
that. I know just like you could probably go there with the guy.
Yeah, so she's
The
thinking
man.
like a woman till now. Yeah, but you said before she's thinking like a man
No,
because
I say the last end. It sounded more like a dude for me.
I don't think so.
I personally don't believe women necessarily choose with looks first. I think they choose with competence.
You
and
think
status
they
first.
allow anybody to approach them?
That's understandable.
Exactly, that's what I'm
but-
saying.
But you have to look a certain way. Not like that is the main thing that they rule off. But-
No, that's what I'm saying. As for attraction or how you look, it goes both ways.
Mhm.
But what matters more to the, like, let's say the woman, is their ability to provide. That's when the status comes in.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's like the next stage.
But
But-
let me ask you this.
Men don't think about status or an ability to provide in that sense. We still think about the ability to provide, but to us, like our sexual needs and all that, it's still ability to provide in that way. But that's what I'm saying.
but
Men
do you
do the
think-
same. Men and women
do you
do the
think-
same thing, but differently.
Okay. Do you think, looking at who she is now,
Uh-huh.
per what she's saying, she can get the type of man
I
that she's looking?
said that's what I said. I don't think that's my issue with her. If she thinks I don't think she will.
Because
at
what
your
what,
age.
what tends to happen is
She looks like she's about
Um,
30, 40.
yeah, and usually what happens is, and I understand, I've been to school with lots of people who have developed their education and everything. There are some people who have had it figured out. They've gone to school, they have a great education, they are married, they have kids, everything is going on fine. It's usually not the norm for most people. It's not the norm. It takes a long time to make a lot of money. It takes a long time to build a skill set. So maybe for a lady who is going to school, say maybe if I was talking to my sister or my cousin, the truth to be say, I would tell them, say, if you dey go school, try to find somebody who be competent enough for school first. Because if they come the real world inside, or you decide to stay in school to develop who you are, that is be everything, by the time you could finish, you would have grown older. And men tend to pick based on how cute the lady be. And the older you get, you don't tend to look as attractive as when you were younger. So typically, it if you hurt your dating prospects. Because if you want to get someone who makes you think or feel a certain way, usually be best if you get the guy when he's on his way there, or probably around the period where he's almost there. But if you get him where he's had it already and he's settled and everything, with the number of options that he has, because always look at it from this point. If you meet a guy that you like, I'm talking strictly to the woman, I will come to the guys. If you meet some shoddy way you did like, some guy you did like, where he be accomplished and everything, think about 20 other people way than they like. And that's facts. Because what you think you may like in a guy, of course in your area too they like. So just look at it from that point in making your decision, because your prospect also will help move you from Q20 to Q number 1. I don't know what else I have to say about that. Hey, if she can get somebody her age and she decides right now she go move, kudos to you, Madam
Is it impossible for her to get somebody? I don't think it's impossible.
I don't think it's impossible.
Is it probable? I don't think it's probable. It's possible she can find somebody.
Is it wise? That's the
I
thing.
think-
That's the question. Is it wise to do? Is it practical to do it?
And I
No.
think she knows she wouldn't be able to find anybody else now or get anybody. That's why she's still with her husband. She still believes what she believes, but she knows deep down she wouldn't be able to find anybody else. So
But what do you guys think? Do you think with the level she's on, she go fit get somebody else like this?
you think people are overreacting?
I mean, I think people have different views on it. I personally, like I watched the video first. I was looking at it from what is she saying, but right now as I'm looking at it, I'm hearing your point of view. I'm open to change my mind. Some of the views I may have seen it in a different way. Maybe it's different now, but I want to know what you guys think about it. You think I was wrong in my opinion? Was Jeff wrong? Should we get somebody else? If you're a lady, do you think you for develop your level or PhD and everything before you go find some guy or marry? Let's let us know in the comments section.
My advice: do both.
What does both mean?
Yeah, you can do both. Whilst you're in school, you can be scouting for your husband too.
That's
can
what
do
I
both.
was saying.
Mm.
Right? You know? But that's way before you go into the masters and PhD.
Learn to find potential. Learn to
I
find
don't
potential.
think they find. I'm a firm proponent of arranged marriages. I think you arranged marriages are much better than a lady going into with how she they feel.
Not solely on how should they feel. That's the problem. They just go in solely on how they feel. That's why they always end
Because
up.
arranged ones, they go fit pick from reputable places where they go fit check the guy for you. Right? What do I know? Let us know in the comment section. Let us know what you think. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.